Now, can go say no get there. Uno ega batasia next week. Uno kana latasia kana menka another prize. Maka November 8th. November 8th. Another challenge. Another challenge. Another challenge. No room banine ward up on a win. Uno win ran a ward on another of 1 million again. Mana no room banine ward up first, get what 5 million. Ward up second, get what 3 million. Ward up third, get what 2 million. After November 8th, get the ward up first, get that.
I mean, Rufai, this pledge has provoked backlash from opposition parties and civil society organizations who describe the move as open inducement, vote buying, and abuse of office. I'll take 110. Soludu stated that the funds were meant to support the party's campaign efforts, emphasizing that the donations were legitimate campaign contributions and not an attempt to influence voters. Let's take a look.
By the way, it is important to clarify that when we are given incentives, the incentives happen to be to our party men and women who are working hard, knocking door to door, trying to convince voters to go to the polling unit. It is not a reward to the voters and so on and so forth. Party men and women constitute about 2% of the voters, or less even. So it is more like canvassers who are trying to convince voters to get out and vote. Abroad, we are all door to door. You hire people who go door to door, knocking on doors, putting in the mails, and so on. Here, we are not paying anybody. We are only saying, if you, the 2%, succeed as canvassers in convincing voters to come and you win, we will then reward you as maybe an incentive for you to work even harder. It's not paying for votes. It's not vote buying. We are not giving anybody sheshe for voting. Okay?
Okay, means, do you understand? No, but this is about the second time he's making this clarification. However, the clarification highlights the ongoing debate about campaign financing and vote buying in Nigerian politics. While candidates often provide financial support for campaign logistics and mobilization, the line between legitimate party funding and vote inducement remains contentious. Although our electoral laws prohibit vote buying while permitting campaign expenditure for party activities and logistics. Now, he is clarifying, I think the first time he made this pledge, he spoke in Igbo. I believe this is the second time he's actually clarifying it again, that it is not for voters, it is for his campaign team. They are for canvassers. And then they are supposed to go word to word to have people come out to vote.
No, it's vote buying. Sorry. You announced it in public.
Yes, and he's doing it again.
You are announcing it again. You are not supposed to induce. Your logistic team is supposed to work on your canvassers at the back. You announced it that the person, it was like a lottery. He said the people that win in their ward will get a set amount of money. So it was a cash reward. Governor Soludu, the reason why you are explaining is because you got caught. And INEC should act fast on you. Because with this you have said, we don't trust the integrity of those elections any longer. It's because you got caught. That's why you explain. You go explain, tire. The truth has to be said. You were announcing it as a trophy for those that did well. It's not your logistical planning, Governor Soludu. And we must hold you to account. This is a professor. This is a professor with a checkered history. The same former CBN governor, preaching integrity and all of that. Now they become politicians, their life change.
All right. So
I was involved in
campaign,
political campaigns at the federal level,
yes,
and also at the state level. So, and I had made the point when this issue first came up that within the party, and so I can relate to Governor Soludu saying, APGA members who constitute 2%, they are the ones he's referring to mobilize them. because you mobilize party members. Some of them, if you give them money before, they will not deliver. But there's a piece by a guy called Christian Aburime. Christian Aburime, I think, is the chief press secretary in Anambra State. He said when Governor Soludu made that announcement, he said, if you win your ward, this is the reward you will get. The ward that comes first will get 5 million. The one that comes second will get 2 million. The one that comes third will get 1 million. And we will redeem it. Mm-hmm. That's the thrust of Aburime's article. That the governor did not say he's going to give them before the election. And that the whole idea is about, motivating people to come out en masse to go and vote in a country where voter apathy is a major problem. So that's Aburime's explanation.
Yes, all right.
It's not that they are already distributing money. He said, if you do well, we will compensate you and all that. So that distinction, I don't know how it comes across, but that is what Christian Aburime has put out.
So at large, people, like the civil society groups have, said that it amounts to inducement because you have said it in a rally and, you're telling your ward to go out to have people come and vote for you in particular, correct? And obviously, when they go out to have them come out to vote, isn't it a promise? Yeah. So you're pledging that. Did you hear Governor Soludo say, I will give our ward this amount, so come out and vote? What are you giving those voters who are coming out to vote at the end of the day? That's the question.
I think these are some of the grey areas that we are calling on with the Electoral Act to actually define. Because when we talk about inducement, whether it's pre or post, as long as money is involved as a reward for coming out to vote or for voting in particular, it's inducement. Right. It's using money to entice people. Whether, because like you said, is it come out to vote for the opposition?
It's come out to vote for him.
APGA.
And there is already a cash prize that goes
need
with
to
it.
be
So
really defined.
Whether it is to the team or to the voters, the voters would know that there is a competition out there, and it shouldn't be allowed in Nigerian politics. That
Section 22
should not
of
be
the
allowed.
Electoral Act says you cannot buy votes, you cannot sell votes.
That's it.
It's the rule of law that we should insist upon.
All right.
And that's why we are calling for Electoral Offences Commission.
Correct. So you will not hear anything from the federal government at this point. You see APC, you see how they are quiet. Yes, they will be quiet because Soludu has pledged support for Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027 election. He has pledged to support Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027 election. And because of that, they are not going to, once you are part of them, nothing happens to you, nothing happens to you, nobody attacks you. EFCC, DSS, nobody harasses you, nobody talks to you. Whatever you do, you are justified. But once you're in the opposition of this government, that is when you become an enemy, that is when the rule of law catches up with you, when you offend the process, or you have defaulted in whichever way. And this is what we keep talking about. Now they have turned deaf ears and blind eyes to what is really going on. I just hope that the new INEC chairman, because this is where we are expecting him to speak up, this is where we are expecting him to talk. And thank God he's a lawyer, he's a learned person, he understands the rule of law. So I just hope that the new INEC chairman will act swiftly on this, because you just have to clarify this is in clear terms inducement. This is vote buying. You said it on a campaign ground publicly where other oppositions and everybody is, so this is not party funding or whatsoever he might choose to call it. This is just medicine after death. That is what he's just trying to do. He's just trying to salvage the situation. It's just all this explanation that it does not hold any ground. It is critically obvious that this is an inducement, and we all understand what it means. So I think that the federal government should act fast on this. Listen to this, and whoever that has defaulted, electoral should act fast on it. This is my